Good afternoon, Andy Pedraza here with Special Effects Academy, and we are on our weekly wrap-up, end of the week for May 11th, 2018. We take a look at the week that is ending, the trades that we opened, any, I guess, lessons we learned throughout the week, and a little bit of commentary on what we think the new week may bring. Of course, we will have our regular Sunday session where we look at the week in depth. Actually, this Sunday is Mother's Day in most of the planet. I may move that meeting the start of the week to tomorrow. I will send out an email accordingly by this evening if we're going to move the meeting up for Saturday. That way, anybody that needs to do Mother's Day activities is not being stretched in too many directions as we start the week out. Okay, I will get started. Again, weekly wrap up at Special Effects Academy on the Forex Trading Room for May 11th, 2018. Take a look at the trades, take a look at the account balance, any opportunities for improvement, and any open trades that we will be carrying over the weekend. Let's start off with the trades open and close for the week. We started the week out flat. That is, we were cashed out. We didn't hold any trades over the weekend. So all trading reflects what was done this week. The week started out pretty decently. We had 3 good trades in a row. Then we started running into some problems toward the second day of the trading week. We had 4 trades go against us, actually 5 trades go against us in quick succession before things started calming down. This is inevitable. It is part of trading. We have a system in place that determines when we enter trades, when we exit them, and we follow the system. Sometimes that system is going to produce losers. Sometimes it's going to produce winners. More often than not, we are producing winners since the account is actually heading upward pretty constantly. I think we've had maybe 1 or 2 weeks throughout the year where we've had a pullback, but in general, we've had account growth for the duration. So the system works. It does not work every single week. So just be prepared that we will have losing weeks. That said, even though the system trades themselves ended up with a little bit of a negative for the week, we had 2 very strong fundamentals. The Kiwi, the New Zealand dollar, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand did have their interest rate decision this week. They decided not to change the interest rate, the interbank rate, and the market took that as you would expect. It took a negative view on that announcement, making the New Zealand dollar weaken significantly against other currencies. We picked up a few pips, about I'm going to say about 70 pips. Well, I don't need to say right there. 69.8 pips was what we picked up on the New Zealand trades during the fundamental. Then we had the following morning, we had the same decision coming out of the Bank of England, their interbank rate, and that was also unchanged. The market did expect the Bank of England to increase the rate by at least 1/4 of a point. They did not do so. The pound immediately started collapsing. We did trade that event live as well, and we picked up quite a number of pips. I think in total, let's see, 60, 120, 109, about 200 pips were picked up on that one event. So that not only covered any of the losses from the system trades for the week, it actually left us in a much better position. We came out positive. And we do have 1 open trade right now, which I will be closing before end of market. I have adjusted the stops, so there is very little risk on that trade. It's currently giving us about 10 pips of profit as it is. I'm going to wait till closer to the market close to get out of that trade, whether at profit or at a very, very small loss. So the numbers may improve for the week, in which case I will update them on the start of week deck so you have the final numbers. But as we stand right now on closed trades, we did have a net profit in pips of 91.5, and again, we're carrying 10 pips of profit right now in an open trade, so that is probably closer to 100. The growth for the account without counting that open trade stands at 3.57% for the week. 17 trades closed, of which 10 were wins, 7 were losses. And again, we have one open right now, which is probably going to be another winning trade. But as we stand right now, the win ratio is at 58.82% for the week. All the results we give out are for the week only. We're tracking this week by week. So there you have it. Those were the trades. The beginning of the ledger are all system trades that is based on our system of entries and exits. And when we start here with the New Zealand dollar, everything from there down, excepting the last trade that's still open, everything else is fundamentals, either the Kiwi fundamental or the Bank of England fundamental. And then another system trade right at the bottom, which is still open right now. Continuing looking at a visual balance of performance for the week, we see pretty much what I was telling you. We started out strong with a few good trades. Then the system gave us 5 trades in a row that ended up being losers, hitting their stop loss. And then we had the recovery for the week, mainly based on the fundamentals. So this was 200 pips of net profit on the 2 fundamentals, actually 270 pips of net profit on the 2 fundamentals between the Kiwi and the pound. So we end the week up positive no matter what. We may end it a little bit more positive depending on that one open trade, how it's doing by the time I manually close it out before the market close today. Opportunities for improvement, not applicable in this case. We were following all the rules, and more importantly, the account safety and all our risk and equity management were paramount. No rules were broken at any point, and we're simply trading what our proprietary systems tell us to trade. So far, that's been working out great. As I mentioned at the top of the call, I do not expect every week to be a winner. It is really nice when they are, and this week is, in fact, a winner. But I do expect to have losing weeks every now and then. What I do try is to keep the losers very low. If we look historically, my losing weeks have been very low in dollar terms. We've managed recoveries even on bad weeks, whereas the winners, we try to let them run as far as they can. The best week this fiscal year has been about 270 pips of net profit one week. This week, we're going to end up at about 100 pips of net profit. Not too shabby. It was still a pretty good week. If anyone can manage 100 pips a week consistently, that's 400 pips a month or 500 on a 5-week month. That is superb trading. We try to do even better than that, but that is not always possible. Okay, so no opportunities for improvement right now. Remaining trades remaining open are carry, none. There is one trade open, as I mentioned, the Euro Swiss. We will be closing that one by the end of the day. So we're going to be entering the weekend all cash, no trades open, no risk on the account. And that is pretty much all she wrote. That is what I have for you guys today. So as I said, I'll make an executive decision by the end of today regarding our start of the week. Very, very likely we will be having it tomorrow instead of Sunday. That way anybody who has Mother's Day activities can get on with that without any interruption. Okay, that's it for me. As always, thanks for being with us. We do appreciate your patronage, your confidence, your trust, and all of that fun stuff. And we look forward to having you for yet another week starting probably tomorrow if I move that, but starting over the weekend anyway. So that's that. Does anybody have any comments or questions before I shut down for the week?
Okay. Hello, Andy.
Yes, sir.
On the so those long terms though, just keep them on, keep them cooking.
Yeah, everything I do in these meetings refers to the trading room trade. So always short term. The long term trades are a completely separate animal. If I change any of that, you will get an alert on your phone.
Okay, and the euro.
And I'm
Sorry,
sorry.
the euro Swiss, the one we're in. I'm not sure when when Oanda closes. So
You want to be pulling the plug on that no later than 4 p.m. my time, 3 p.m. yours.
3 p.m. Okay.
Yeah. So when 4 p.m. comes around, or well, you know, if it magically hits the limit, then we're out. That limit is about 40 pips away. But more likely at around 4 p.m. my time, I'll take a quick peek, and whatever it's doing, I'll just push the close button.
Okay. So I would probably have to do it at 2:58 my time.
Well,
The
the market
market closes.
doesn't close at 4. It really closes at 5. But I like to give myself that extra hour. But yeah, you could do it at 3:58 or 2:58, whatever. That's perfectly fine. It shouldn't make that much of a difference. Just make sure you do it before 4 p.m.
Okay.